Hello everybody, Natasha here at the Natural Food Pantry, Canada location. Joining me today is a special guest all the way from the Toronto area, Jillian Mariani. Jillian is a yoga instructor, a mom of 4 kids, busy woman, a wife, and also the founder and general manager of Niyama Wellness products. Niyama Wellness products are a beautiful line of products that are really designed with not only your physical health in mind, but also mental, emotional health. So think whole body, whole living lifestyle. We've carried these products for about a year now. I think we had a conversation about a year ago.
Yeah,
I think probably last fall or so. And we've invited Jillian to return back to Natural Food Pantry to take a little bit of a dive and exploration into some of her wonderful products. Welcome. It's lovely to have you back.
Thanks for having me.
So this time of year, fall. Seasons are shifting,
Definitely.
It's getting colder out, it's darker earlier, kids are back in school, in activities, we're back to full work schedules, lots of change, lots of transition.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a really good time. I always think of it as the second new year. So it's that reset. Like, you know, those kind of like a little bit more slack days of summer are now in the rear view, and now it's like, okay, it's back to it. And
that's a great point.
Habits,
I think,
but also, you know, busy.
Yes. So before we dive into the individual products, I would love to hear a little bit about how this product line came to be. What's the story behind Niyama?
Yeah, I was incredibly lucky, and I spent my entire corporate career of, I think about 22 years in natural supplements in that space. So starting in sales and then eventually moving into marketing and then working really closely with product development. So it's amazing, and I do feel so lucky and grateful to have spent my work career in an area that really aligns personally with me. Our supplement cupboard at home is pretty insane. I firmly believe that we can't do it all with just food
Strictly food
and exercise. There's so much more, and supplements for me have always played a really strong role. So after I left corporate, I really wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I had worked for small and large brands in Canada. Learned a lot, worked with some great people, and just it was still so much a part of my life. So I did a bit of consulting, and then I was doing a yoga teacher training, and that's kind of where the genesis, I guess, of Niyama came, because there were so many people doing really, really intense physical practices, and then they were having juice or tea, and there weren't necessarily products there were lots of products on the market, but they somehow just didn't resonate with them.
Yes.
And I just thought, okay, there's so many people who are interested in wellness and using more wellness tools, but in a really mindful, holistic way that fits really well with lean lifestyle.
Yeah.
But they maybe aren't super geeky like me, so they don't know what all the ingredients are and what they should. So Niyama was really an attempt to take all of the knowledge that I had gained over the years and make formulas that were really easy to understand, that were kind of all in one and they multitasked, that had names that talked to what the product did as opposed to what was in the product, and then also make them really, really, really delicious. I've been taking supplements for so long that I just found like the bowl of pills every day had just gotten really stale.
Yes. Difficult to digest sometimes too.
Like so many. So I just wanted to try and make it easier, but also more enjoyable. So
right. So it's like you're having a
delicious.
Treat every time you take a supplement.
Yeah. And the whole Niyama is a word that comes from yoga philosophy, but in Sanskrit it loosely translates to good habits. So it's like, how do you make these things really habitual but super enjoyable? Because if you're not, if you don't like it, you're not going to do it.
That's
and
right.
It doesn't work in the cupboard. So it, it has to go in your body to actually have an effect.
You have a product called Goddess Greens and Superfoods.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us what makes this product special or unique?
Yeah,
in terms
this is an amazing product that is, can benefit almost everyone.
Yes.
It's essentially, and I totally don't think this lets you off the hook from eating a really healthy diet with lots of fruits and vegetables in it.
It's a supplement.
It's a supplement, but unfortunately, our food supply isn't what it once was, and most of us don't grow our own and have it in the backyard, and have it organic and bring it in every single day and eat it fresh. So this kind of gives you an opportunity to supplement that, to provide that insurance. One scoop of this gives you the antioxidant equivalent of 6 to 8 servings of fruit and veggies. So that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Most of us aren't eating that many every single day. But then it also gives you over 50% of most of your vitamins and minerals. But as you said, from the food.
Yes.
So they're not added in, which there's nothing wrong with, with adding in vitamins and minerals after, but the most absorbable form is going to be that food form.
Absolutely.
So these are from all of the foods, and there's 53 organically grown superfoods, if you will, in there. Like a plethora of greens, of berries, mushrooms, and then you have inulin and acacia, so you have 2 prebiotic fibers which are in there. So you're kind of feeding that gut microbiome as well. And what most people say they notice, first off, I should also say that like all of our powder products, it's delicious. It doesn't have a grassy taste. It's slightly sweet, but not too sweet, and it's raspberry lemonade flavor. And then we have a new flavor that is just coming, that's strawberry kiwi. That is
I'm so excited
delicious.
to try it.
So
I love
good.
this one. And you're right, there's absolutely no grassy taste at all.
Yeah, and it, you really, it looks very swampy when you mix it.
Yes.
For sure.
But it's
then
smooth.
It doesn't taste like that.
It dissolves really
It's not
nicely.
gritty.
It's not gritty.
Yeah,
it's
fantastic.
fantastic.
Pleasant to take. And then, you, most people will find that within a few days to a week of taking it, they're noticing better energy levels throughout the day.
Yes.
And that's just from being able to absorb all of the vitamins and minerals that are in it.
Yeah.
And antioxidants. And then they also find better gut health. So a little less bloating, better digestion, just
I feel it like
ease.
it's so soothing to my
Yes.
gut. And so for those who are looking for additional immune support at this time of year, whether you're looking for seasonal support or support when you do come down with a cold or a flu, you have the daily
have our Immune
Warrior product. And this one's really unique compared to a lot of the other immune formulas, immune supplements on the market. So tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so the first thing, again, sort of carrying on that theme of I just always felt like I was taking too many pills, is that it is a powder. So there's no pills to swallow, which I find pleasant, but also the other sort of category of immune supplements, if it's not a pill, it tends to be a tincture.
Yes.
And some of them are fantastic and like they absolutely have a place in my cupboard too.
Yes.
But they're not great tasting for the most part. So this is actually delicious. It's a natural orange and pineapple flavor, and the natural pineapple flavor extract that we use really is like, it's just amazing at masking. So this is a fully loaded immune formula that can be used either like daily during cold and flu season. It can be used year round too, if if you're sort of immune compromised or you have some family history that you're kind of worried about in terms of deeper immune issues.
Yeah.
But then you can also use it for acutes when you first start to feel like you're coming down with something. There's a lot in here, so it's got your sort of tried and true, like a full 1,000 milligrams of buffered C. It's got your vitamin D3, plant sourced from lichen, and then zinc, copper. But then it goes a little further. We've added in glutamine for that gut health immune connection, because so much of your immune system is in the gut.
Yes.
And acetylcysteine, which is wonderful if you're one of those people that gets a cold and it kind of goes into your chest and it's mucousy.
Yeah.
Really great support for that.
And good amounts, too.
And good amounts, not pixie dust.
Yeah.
Like really therapeutic amounts. 4 medicinal mushrooms, which help with that immune system bolstering, but also there's cordyceps in it, which is an interesting mushroom that also gets used in sports nutrition, and it actually makes you feel a little bit better if you are starting to come down with something. But then the real, like the truly, I guess the ingredient in here that's like the superstar that everything was built around is called Immudyne, or Pure Immune. The company that we get it from is Immudyne, but then now they're branding the ingredient Pure Immune. So they're the same, but Pure Immune is a beta-glucan. So you get beta-glucans from mushrooms as well. It's what makes mushrooms so great for your immune system. But the beta-glucans in mushrooms generally take a week on average to kind of start boosting your immune system and to build up. Pure Immune is an 84% beta-glucan, incredibly potent. Clinical studies that show it actually starts getting an immune response and improving your immune blood cells within 3 hours. So
Wow.
it's like same day service.
Wow.
So that's why it makes it really great for acutes as well,
Yes.
because it can get in there and start boosting really, really quickly. And Pure Immune has the kind of like the perfect trifecta of it can make you have less colds, or fewer colds, I guess is more correct. They're less severe, and they are shorter in duration. So,
Fantastic.
So it's kind of all three.
Yeah.
Like it's like everything you want. So yeah. So and it tastes fantastic. You do not taste the mushrooms.
Protein powders are a huge trend. It seems like everybody's taking a protein powder, whether whey or plant-based. Really important for those who are active, for
sure.
supporting muscle integrity and growth and strength and flexibility, and but also, since we're on the topic of immunity, a really important macronutrient when it comes to immune health, right? The white blood cells are
For sure.
are built of amino acids. We need a quality protein in the diet to enhance immunity, and then also for those who struggle with cravings or blood sugar issues.
Yeah.
Protein powders are really great for stabilizing blood sugar levels, especially taken first thing in the morning at breakfast time.
Yeah, for sure.
Preventing those cravings for sugar, which
kind of
suppress the immune system.
Right, and and then more and more we're finding, especially women, as we, sort of get into like pre-perimenopause and then perimenopause and then menopause, just trying to get that, like now they're saying maybe ideal is closer to 1.6 grams per kilo of body weight, which really for most of us means more than 100 grams of protein a
Which
day,
is quite a bit of
which
protein.
is a lot.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of protein powder in my home, and I still found it was tough to get kind of all of those servings in. So that's a nice way. Each scoop is 20 grams of protein. It is a complete protein. It's organic fermented pea protein, so really easy to digest, no gas, no bloating.
Which is great. A lot of the
great.
plant-based proteins do tend to cause some digestive distress.
That's not fun. And also very smooth and creamy. Like for me, I used whey protein for a really long time, and this is the closest plant protein in terms of taste and texture to whey that I've had.
Yes, I agree.
It's not gritty. It's very
Not at all.
smooth, creamy.
I sometimes just put it in a shaker cup with water and shake it
it's
up,
good
as
enough
opposed to putting
for
it in a
water.
blender with smoothie. Like both are wonderful,
Yeah.
but
And then it lends itself, you can add it to pancakes, you can add it to smoothies, or make little energy balls, keep them in the freezer.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of our top sellers, and I find I know that a lot of people have had a negative experience with plant protein. So we do make a small bag and a large bag, and what happens is people buy the small bag because a lot of people have had that negative experience, and then they really like it and they switch up to the larger bag.
Then we're on to the line of sleep relaxation products for those who struggle with maybe insomnia, busy brain at night, some anxiety, high stress. Anybody who has a hard time unwinding at night.
Just so many of us now.
So many of us, yeah. So you have some beautiful products, Hey Relax, and then the bath salts, very complimentary.
Yeah, we've been doing this thing called Sips and Soaks, which is where I'm a huge bath person, so pretty much every Sunday, like even in the summer, which might be a bit weird, but particularly now as it gets cooler, every Sunday I take a bath, and it's usually in the afternoon, but sometimes it's before bed, and it's me time. No one comes in. It's and I use the bathtub like people use their couch. Like I will watch a Netflix show, or I'll read, or talk on the phone, or and it's just lovely. So we use the bath salts, the bath soaks, but then I also mix up a big glass of Hey Relax, which comes in 2 flavors. So there's the original fresh pineapple, which legit tastes like pineapple juice. And then last year we launched the dragon fruit and prickly pear, which is so delicious too. But that's magnesium bisglycinate, so the good magnesium, the one that is super absorbable, easy for your body to absorb, but also no gastric, doesn't cause loose stools, which some people like, but if you're using it for stress and relaxation, the glycinate or bisglycinate, same thing.
Yeah.
Is what you want. But then it's also got tart cherry, GABA, and inositol. So it's perfect in the evening, helps you let go of the day.
Puts you in the zone.
Yeah.
The Zen zone.
It's Zen in a glass.
Yeah,
For sure. But delicious too. And then, having that like in the bathtub, that's kind of my sweet spot.
And then the bath salts, there's 3 different varieties.
Yes. So the baths were kind of a really happy accident because I'm such a bath person. I was always sort of mixing and making my own bath salts. And then I just thought, well, I wonder if people that like Niyama and those wellness habits, because to me this is just as much of a self-care habit as taking my supplements, especially for sleep. And I'm not naturally a great sleeper, so I need all the tools. So these sort of came about when someone gave me a bag of Goop bath salts as a gift.
Goop?
Yeah, which is the Gwyneth Paltrow brand of bath salts, which are lovely. But they're sort of retail between like $45 and $50 a bag, and that just seemed like an awful lot for bath soaks.
Yes.
It seemed like something I would gift to someone I loved, but maybe not buy for myself. So I wanted to figure out, could I make a bath soak that's as high quality and as delightful and enjoyable, but at a price point that women would feel
it's reasonable.
Comfortable to spoil themselves, and maybe even not feel like they were spoiling themselves, like just take care of themselves. So that's sort of where it came from, and it turns out it's really hard to make it super clean without any fillers, and use really high quality salts, and then just organic essential oils. So we created 3. The first 2 were the Sleep Like Buddha and the Achy Achy, which are the same base, but just 2 different essential oil blends. So the sleep is Epsom salts, magnesium flakes, which you actually absorb some of that magnesium transdermally, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then also Dead Sea salts. So you get the silky smooth feeling on your skin after you get out of the bath, all those trace minerals, and you're just soaking in relaxation. And then 2 different essential oil blends. So the Sleep Like Buddha is very lavender forward, but it's also kind of complexed with chamomile and juniper. So it's deeper and just more nuanced than just lavender alone.
Okay.
And then the Achy is peppermint, copiaiba, I always say that wrong, and arnica.
Arnica.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
arnica doesn't really have an aroma,
Oh.
but it's just lovely for
Aches and
muscle
pains.
aches, trauma.
Yeah. Healing the body.
Yeah, just helping it. And then the peppermint oil is like very minty, but copiaiba is from a South American tree bark. And its aroma profile is somewhere between mint and eucalyptus.
Oh,
so the whole thing is very like
spa.
Yeah, it's a very spa experience. You can also mix those 2 together, the sleep and the achy, and then it kind of smells like that smell when you walk into a spa and you can't place everything, and your whole bathroom will smell like that.
Beautiful.
And then this year we
fun.
launched our Just Hold Me, which is
it's more of a powder, a milk, yes.
Yeah, so like a milk bath, but made plant-based, and really, really softening for the skin, for any like dry skin or eczema, or when you, especially in the winter.
New product that new to us product, new to Natural Food Pantry, is the After Practice Replenish and Repair supplement. So it's an electrolyte beverage that is clearly recommended to take after activity.
Yeah, and it is, so originally this one was formulated for hot yoga.
Okay.
So I was doing a fair amount of hot yoga at the time, and people were leaving their incredibly sweaty hot yoga class, like where you're literally dripping, and then they were drinking coconut water.
Right.
And some of the coconut waters had like 30 grams of sugar in the coconut water. And I'm like, oh my God, you've just done this incredibly good for you thing, sweated out all of these toxins, and now you're like rehydrating with sugar. So this has a similar taste profile to coconut water. Like it's
nice.
It's pineapple coconut.
It's like a pina colada.
It tastes like a pina colada, but not as sweet.
Okay.
But it is kind of it gives vacation. Like you definitely get those tropical vibes. So it's got all 6 electrolytes that you lose during sweating, but then it also has 2 key aminos for recovery. So glutamine, which is kind of both muscle and immune system recovery, as well as there's vitamin C in there for additional immune support. And then leucine, which really helps with next day soreness and just helping the muscles recover faster. And then a couple trace minerals, and delicious, but good for any type of sweating. So whether that's, whether you're at the gym or whether you're running or cycling or doing something spin, it's not just yoga.
Yeah.
But if you're sweating, and even I find like if you're sick and you come down with a cold, and you just, everything feels kind of dry and like you can't get enough. Yeah. It's nice for that too. So also in the summer makes great popsicles. Like, if you just mix it a little bit stronger, very tasty.
Now, I know this is recommended to take after practice, but would people who are out, hiking over long days, it would be great to have in the backpack?
Yeah, it works just as well as an intra. If you drink, if you drink water while you're at the gym, or if you're doing a class, or
Well, thank you again so much for joining me. Really appreciate you taking time to come in and educate our customers.
Oh, it's so great to be here, and thank you for having me. Good to see you, Natasha.
Good to see you as well. Take care, everybody. Stay healthy. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and sign up for our newsletter at naturalfoodpantry.ca so you can get access to all of our educational events, recipes, blogs, videos, and pop into one of our 5 store locations. If you have any questions, there's always nutrition staff on hand ready to answer your questions about any products in case you're feeling a little bit confused or conflicted. We're always here to help. Take care, everybody. Stay healthy.